So cool. So we'll go ahead and get started and dive in here. This is my Manychat account. A lot of people ask whether they should upgrade to Pro or not. I think if you're going to be doing any real business stuff at all, you should always upgrade to Pro. It's $10 a month as long as you have less than 500 subscribers, and it's very affordable beyond that. Main reason to upgrade to Pro is because that way you can remove the Manychat branding that's in your menu. Plus, you get access to all the features. You don't have to worry about anything else like that. $10 a month is very, very reasonable. And the Manychat's a really good platform. I've tried a lot of different bot building platforms, and Manychat is by far the best because it does everything that I need it to do as far as a chatbot platform, and especially as a marketer. So Ed earlier tonight was talking about setting up a series of days to automate the sequence to send to his subscribers. So I'm going to go through how to set that up with automations. And so you kind of got to compartmentalize what your goals are whenever it comes to working with Manychat. There's a lot of stuff to learn. There's some really great resources. And Ed was talking about Flow Builder. And so you can go to flowbuilder.manychat.com, and it has a really great overview of the new Flow Builder and why they're doing it the way they're doing it. It adds a lot of features where you can A/B split test messages that get sent through Flow Builder, and it's a little more visual. It definitely takes some getting used to it. It's not very intuitive until you really wrap your head around the mindset that they're kind of going for, and this is taking a while to load. So sorry about that. And there's also, I think it's courses.manychat.com. Really great resource for actually taking a course. And I thought it was courses.manychat.com. Manychat course. Let's Google that. It's course.manychat.com. Thought so. So it's not courses, it's course.manychat.com. And this is actually like an in-depth messenger marketing chatbot mastery. So you can actually take this information, use it in any chatbot you want. So it's really good information. A lot of it is from Molly Pittman from Digital Marketer. She's an incredible educator around everything when it comes to digital marketing. So you can just click Start Course, and it's a free course right in Kajabi and stuff. So I advise you to look through that if you have time. Really great information. And a lot of it is, yes, there's how to do all the technical stuff step by step, but a lot of it is also the mindset and best practices and stuff of here's how and why you should be doing certain things. So let's see if this is not loading. Can Manychat be used on a personal Facebook page? So as long as it's a Facebook page, yes. So Manychat can't really be used on a personal account. So when you say personal, I usually consider personal profile as what you're talking about when it comes to your own personal stuff, what you do on Facebook. When it comes to anything business related or bot related, it has to be a page. You can't use it just for your personal stuff to like respond to people or anything like that. Fortunately and unfortunately. So finally got the Flow Builder page to load. So lots of fancy stuff. They got a little video showing stuff here. But what is Flow Builder? They show a good overview of how things connect, how you always have to have buttons or actions to lead to different things. Because if you're just sending a series, the thing with Flow Builder is in any flow or any message sequence, it's always, you can send any number of messages with delays and stuff in one of these posts or one of these like blocks. And then once you get to a point of user interaction, that'll be where you can break off to go to the next block or next step. So that's when it comes to Manychat, that's the key to figuring out how to map out your blocks. It's what is everything I want it to do before taking it to what's everything I want to do leading up to a user interaction, and then after that user interaction, take any number of steps after that. So they click yes, and I can take them to a smart delay, and in this example, it shows adding a tag and stuff or different actions. So there's a lot you can do with Flow Builder. You can do all these things with the regular builder too, but just like kind of what Ed talks about with Kanban, it's very visual, and so I like the visual aspect. Definitely takes some getting used to learn how to use it. But I'll show some tips in this video training as well on how to speed up a couple things, some stuff I've figured out. I'm definitely not a pro at all because I've helped a few people build some cool things, but definitely haven't got into building my own campaign with it yet. So, okay, so we're going to go back to Manychat, and I can go ahead and close this tab. So I'm going to go into, so what Ed was trying to do earlier is he was trying to set up a series of messages that happened over a course of days. And when I think of flow, the way I've kind of compartmentalized it is a flow is any series of steps that you want to happen in a short time frame, like all grouped together. So all these different steps and actions. The smart delay you could use, but I still prefer to just have it a delay in a sequence. So a couple ways to do this. So you can either build out the flow. And so for what Ed was trying to do, I would say have one flow per day. So we're going to go ahead and do new flow, and we're going to do challenge day 1. Great. And I can go into Flow Builder, and we'll say this is the message. So again, this is your day 1 challenge info. And then so there's the message. You can use your scroll wheel to scroll in and out to make it easier to see stuff. You can click and drag anywhere on the canvas. And of course, you can click and drag to move this around too. So 2 ways to add things to follow up. First, you'll notice that there's no way for me to connect anything to this. So you need something else to connect to first, but you also need an ability or something to happen that would trigger either a user interaction or a choice to be made for it to want to basically go to the next step. So 2 ways to add stuff to the canvas. So I'm just going to call this background, the whole flow, a canvas. So you can either click this plus sign, or I can double click and I can do all these same options here. So it'll just appear where I double click. So I like double click because that way it saves me a couple inches of mouse movement. Not a big deal, but just another thing that can help speed things up. So, but before I do that, I actually want to get to the point where this is going to have a connection to something. So I could either have it a button, or I can also, so I've got all these different options. I can also just click continue to another step, and then that adds a little circle down here, and now I can connect it to different things. So that's actually how I usually add stuff to the flow. So if I just want it to automatically continue, you have to check that box down here, and then you can either choose next step or just click the little dot, drag it out here a little bit, and then, okay, so the next action is if I want to add a smart delay. So that's the wait 1 day and then continue. And then, of course, you can set up how many days, set continue time limit. So you continue between certain hours of any day. So there's lots of different options around that. And then you would connect it to the next message, send message. So that's kind of what Ed was trying to do. But again, I really like to keep flows into a single day because it helps keep it keeps this from getting way too unwieldy. Because I can zoom out, you can barely see this stuff. It's really, really tiny. So you can make this huge, and people put hundreds of steps. But whenever it comes to any kind of automation, I like to segment the automation so that way if something breaks, I can see which segment broke, and then I can look quickly at the automation to really figure out, okay, where is it broken? So I'm not going to have a smart delay, but I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to add a button. And so here's another cool tip with Manychat. So buttons can lead to any kind of outcome, but then there's also quick replies. So quick replies can lead to the same kind of outcomes. So we're going to do quick reply at send a message, and then we're going to have button. Whoops. So this button will also send a message. So we've got, and then I need to edit the quick reply to sample quick reply. And then button, sample button. So I just want to cover the difference between buttons and quick replies. So I'm going to do this a little bit, zoom in a little bit so you can see it easier. So you got a button, and can't remember if I can, I can't preview it on here. I was hoping I could actually preview it on here. So the difference between a button and a quick reply is a button will stay there. So when someone clicks this, that button, like it moves on to the next message, and the whole screen and the whole thing moves up, but someone could actually scroll back up and tap that button again. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. A quick reply, on the other hand, as soon as they tap quick reply, it basically selects that, and then the quick reply disappears and it moves to the next step, and there's no way they can go back. So depending on what you want to do, you always want to be aware of that. So if you want to use buttons or quick replies, buttons are the obvious thing because it's connected right to the text. Quick replies show up as a little bubble beneath the text it's still pretty obvious. And with quick replies, so buttons, the other day when Ed was doing the demo of how Manychat works and he was setting the buttons up for his bucket sorting, you can only have 3 buttons. With quick replies, you can have as many quick replies as you want. But what happens is they scroll over so basically I'll have to swipe over to see more quick replies. So I can add another quick reply, and I'm just going to do QR2 because we're going to add a few here just so you can see what happens. QR3, QR4, and none of these are actually connected to anything. So we're going to choose select an existing step, and we're just going to go that because I don't want to keep making all these steps. There we go. Select an existing step. Boom. Done. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different quick replies. They're all leading into this one because I didn't want to make a bunch of different messages for now. If I click out here so you can see a little bit better. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and click preview. Oh, it won't actually let me preview until I put something here. So you chose a quick reply. I'm going to go into my Facebook Messenger and hopefully that no one is sending me anything crazy right now. But I'm going to do the preview button so that way you can see exactly what it looks like. So you chose quick reply, and then this will be you chose the button. Boom. Okay, so we're going to hit preview. And it'll come over. And boom, there it is. So there's the sample button, and then here's how the quick replies show up. They actually show up side by side, and then if you had more, you could actually drag over, I believe. On the mobile messenger, it'll actually show up more as a side by side thing than this. But here's what happens when you click one. I can choose. Let's say I choose QR2, quick reply 2. You see all those buttons disappeared, and it says you've chosen a quick reply. If I click the button, brings a sample button, you chose the button, but I can always come back here and click that button again. So it's really important to know the difference between quick replies and buttons. So hopefully that helps. But let's say, okay, we've got the flow for how I want day 1 to happen. It's got the training content and whatever in here. They've sorted themselves. The other thing that's also really useful is you can I can always disconnect one of these. Actually, so what I'm going to do is, let's say, perform action. And you'll see, okay, so after this action gets performed, I want to connect it to that. So what I can do is, let's action, add tag, and clicked QR3. Is the tag. So the tag is they clicked quick reply 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this to disconnect it from here and instead send it down here. So now it jumps from here to apply the tag and then send the message. So that's another way when it comes to doing your button or your bucket questionnaire inside of Manychat. That's how you can actually sort people into different buckets. So they'll get a tag added and then see the message. And you can do the same thing with any place. So even if it's already connected, you can always add things. So perform action, and we're going to do action, add tag. And you saw there's a bunch of different tags too. So, or a bunch of different actions. So remove tag, subscribe to sequence, other sequences. So again, that sequence is coming up. I'll show you what that is in a minute, but that sequence is what you choose for your daily delays. And the reason I'm making the flows first is because for me, that's a little bit easier to create each day's content, and then turn it into a sequence once I have that. And I'll show you why I'm going to do that here in a few minutes. So let's say, okay, chose button, choose new tag, boom, tag is created. So I'm going to disconnect it from there and just connect to that, and then hit that dot and connect that. So that's how you can add stuff in the middle of your flows. So that's how you can add delays. That's how you can add actions, more messages. And that's the other reason I like the flow builders. You can disconnect and reconnect stuff very, very easily. So I know the auto arrange steps, Ed was having trouble with that. So yeah, I don't like auto arrange. I like how I had it before, but I can kind of understand why it does it that way. So we're going to change this and move it back to be a little easier to read. Boom, boom. It does have guidelines with that lock. You can, it's kind of nice to line everything up. But yeah, I don't like the auto arrange button. It doesn't work very well for me. So we're going to go and click publish on this, because if no one has the either the messenger ref link directly to this, or has the or I don't have any automatic keywords to trigger this flow, it doesn't matter that it's published. No one can see it. So it's okay to publish stuff. That just means it's ready to go live. So you can set up triggers and stuff to make that happen. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to flows. So I've got my challenge day 1. And let's say I'm going to use that same format where they get a message and then they choose between a button and a quick reply, and then they get one of various other messages. So we're going to use that same layout. The nice thing is you can click here and click duplicate. And this is copy 1. So we're going to change the name of this. So you can just click up here to change the name. And we're going to change this to day 2. Go to flow builder. Whoops, come on. Oh, that's right. I got to press enter up here. There we go. Now it's saved. And now I'm not starting from scratch for day 2. I've got the same layout. I can just say, oh, you're viewing a published version. So I'm going to click edit to go into edit mode, and then go to day 2. Boom. And then change the content to whatever I want. Hit publish. And then boom, good to go. So we got day 2. So now once I've got my content laid out for day 1 and day 2 and however many days I'm going to do, now what I'll do is I'll come to automation over here. And I know this is not obvious at all, but automation and then sequences. And then I'll create a new sequence and we'll say challenge daily training. Create. And then you have no messages. So I'm just going to click that. And then so I want this first one to be set to send immediately. So you just click the time on when you want it to send. And then we're going to add another message. So the other thing you can do that sometimes I'll do also is I'll set up all my days here. And then I'll do a message, and then I'll do a message, and so on. And if you click on this after one day, after previous message. So keep that in mind when you're setting up your time. So after previous message, you can also send between certain hours. So it's like at least 24 hours, and then between these times a day. I think that can be set for their time zone too. But the reason I like to create those flows first is because now instead of creating it all new, I just click select existing, and I can come down to, let's see here, I've got my flows. I didn't make a folder. I should have made a folder. Let's see here. I've got challenge day 1. Select this flow, and then select existing. And we're going to go challenge day 2. Select this flow. And then once I'm ready to make them active, I turn it on and turn it on. And then what I basically all I would do is to get that started, come to broadcasts and do new broadcast. And are you ready to start the challenge? And then again, do a quick reply and action. Subscribe to sequence. Yes. The other thing that I haven't been talking about, so what Ed was doing is he was always adding images. Another really good thing is emoji. Now it takes me forever to search for emoji here. So another super time saver when it comes to adding emoji. and the reason you want to use emoji is it's so commonplace in mobile. It's just harder on desktop to type in. So I go to a website called emojipedia.org, and we'll do thumbs up. And then I get the thumbs up, I hit copy, and then I just go space, paste, boom. And then, so there, subscribe to sequence, and we want the challenge daily training. Done. Quick reply. I always want to have two options. No. And again, let's see here. Frown. Frowning face. Copy. And paste. Boom. And you can see over here, that's kind of what it looks like. So that's the other good thing about going to Flow Builder and out of Flow Builder. So in Flow Builder, you can have this stuff. So you can see, you can go back and forth and it shows my action there. And then with no, it's not connected to anything. So I need to have something that's connected to. And then, so for this one, we'll just have it send a message. Okay, maybe later then. So yeah, that's as soon as they click yes, they'll start the sequence, which again, with how I have it set up, as soon as they click yes to start the sequence, because I have in the sequence set to send immediately, they should immediately get this started. So I'm going to go ahead and go to broadcast, and forgot to name the broadcast. So here it is. Luckily it auto saves and everything. So I'm going to change this to start the challenge. Boom. And then go next. See what kind of broadcast I want to do. Subscription broadcast. So always make sure you know what kind of broadcast you're sending. Targeting. Let's see here. First name is Adam. So that'll send to hopefully just me. Yep, sweet. And I can just click preview also to make sure it'll work. But this is also so I make sure not to send it to the 11 people that are subscribed to this bot. So hit preview. And are you ready to start the challenge? If I hit yes, you'll see it. There we go. Boom. Day one challenge. So that's the that's how you can get Manychat set up and get some training set up and stuff with the daily stuff. Then you can also, so in the middle of, once that sequence is started, I can continue to add to the sequence. So I can turn on more. Please create. Oh, because it doesn't have anything selected. So we're going to choose that one. Oh, it doesn't have anything. Does this one have anything? No, no. We're just going to do that one again. So then I can turn it on. So I can keep adding to this as we go along as well. Because then it becomes evergreen and people can just start from the beginning whenever. Happy to take any questions. I know there's only one person watching right now, which thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. But hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, so I'll wait here a couple minutes, see if anyone pops in chat, see if anyone needs any help. I'll make sure that the Ed has the link to the video. So that way I can, because I'm having this recorded and stuff, to make sure that anyone who wants to know more about how to use Manychat can use it. So I really hope this has been valuable to people. Definitely different software. You got to wrap your head around a couple new things, but really powerful. And once you get going with it, once you get some practice, it can be very fast and quick to use. So no one's chiming in chat, so I think I'm going to call it a night, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out.